night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Forward Echo podcast. We do have a mystery guest this evening. To Jake, say hello.
Hey guys.
And this is a hint I am absolutely willing to give out. This Jake from State Farm is a league player. What do you guys feel?
Everyone knows Nova's a competent team, and they're capable, they're accurate, they're quick, they're slow, they're fast, but I don't think they're gonna know what hit someone 6 foot overtakes this in 2.
Oh my god.
What?
Zucks and Ducks are a very good duo. I think they can take this in 2.
6 foot overs got this in 3 rounds.
Do I smell a little bias? It's so obvious at this point, honestly.
I do have to get an official guess on who they think our mystery guest is this week.
For a final guess, I'd say Rickster. I'm still confident on Rickster.
He's done a really good job at hiding who he is. Sorry, I've got it. It's YouTube. 100%.
For anybody curious, we will be on Sunday. The first thing we will do on Sunday's recap is reveal Jake.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
There it is.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for that short delay. Just getting all settled here on the cast and getting these teams ideally in the match soon. We're just missing one more player, so we're getting ready to go pretty soon here. Starting off our North American night full of matches. We did actually have two NA games earlier in the day. This morning had to wake up bright and early for them, but it was a pair of Joker games. One versus Infinite and one versus Flare. And Joker having themselves a very nice outing in both, to say the least. Close games, granted, but yeah. So, of course, I'm Palidore, joined by Palidore and Palidore on the cams and co-casting booth. Later on, right now, Sir Dimwee is actually streaming on VRML 2, covering the match between Galaxy and Deception. So, following this match, though, we will be converging the streams, and he should be joining me here on Channel 1 to continue the night. We do have several different games in a row set to be cast on this channel. So definitely enjoy. Sit back, grab some popcorn. Or don't. Or do. So it looks like teams are about ready to begin. And there you go. We have the both readies up, so here we go, ladies and gents. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I do have the public comms unmuted. Based on the pregame chatter, I may be reconsidering that before too long. We'll see. You guys didn't hear it at the time, but you will now. Maybe. Anyway, round one is underway here. Taken first, looking like it's going to be Nebula. And they do indeed get the grab, going in for the gold, just dinging it off. So a good joust that Nebula kind of famed for their great stacks and how and their quickness. They're extremely fast. Of course, Orbit gonna be no slouch on that either, because there's the first couple for one scoop. Getting that one for Orbit. Supreme Buns stopping in the chat saying even if Blenders is on Orbit, Orbit in 2. Easy. Oh yeah? Well, we'll see. I guess if anyone, well, if the fan vote has anything to say about that, people are generally in agreement. Orbit the favored team, and you know, I would agree too. But again, Nebula still a good team. This will be one of their tougher matches so far in the season. Now, both teams actually have an identical record at 5-4, 5 wins, 4 losses. The MMR difference, however, a bit more substantial. Now I have to kind of recall off the top of my head here, as that one gets taken by Zenith, and he goes for a nice fadeaway. But I do believe it was a 50 MMR difference, in fact. Let me check that really quickly. Yeah, 1250 for Orbit, 1190 for Nebula, so even 60 make it. So identical records, but the MMR is certainly a hurdle. See how it pans out. Orbit, one of these strong teams from last, there I go again. Not last season, preseason, however. And seeing, you know, how they're going to advance here in Season 1. For Nebula, they're not a team that existed in the preseason, as there's a nice grab from Kaznaz, dishing it off to Late Toast. But yeah, Nebula not being a team in the preseason. These players, however, several of them were on other teams. You had Kaznaz on Re-V-Spawn, Chocolate on, I believe, Carbonite / More S'mores, if I remember correctly. Late Toast, oh, as one scoop goes in, not late on that one, made the most of it. Late Toast, can't recall off the top of my head. I want to say, I don't think it was Systematic Failure. No, it was, someone's gonna remember, surely. If no one in the chat, I'll remember in the next minute or so. Tip of my tongue, I swear. It's going to annoy me, actually. Anyway, over here, we'll go to Kaznaz. He's gonna get the disc, send it over to Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth, I believe, the only one who did not play in preseason, if I'm correct. Now, over here, it goes down low. Bounce shot, perhaps. Sweet Tooth is in the vicinity. Can't quite get the disc, though. It will be Orbit there first. 7-point lead for them to start this one off. And taken here, Late Toast. So Late Toast getting that to Kaznaz. Kaznaz, the one-on-one. Nice little hesitation move from Kaz to get that goal. And there's the first two for Nebula.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
All right, so no one. I'm gonna look it up. I need to remember for my own sake. All right, Blenders will get this one for Orbit, taking it out here. Good interception. There's that speed at play for Nebula. Just losing the disc off each other, though. Maybe off the head. So that's one of the dangers when you have those tight stacks and trying to go for those clears or those passes. You risk bouncing it off the head if you're not too careful. Definitely something that takes a while to really, I guess, develop that habit of not doing it. You know, either just the way the front man throws the disc, got to be careful, or the person who's attached needs to hold on to the feet and just kind of avoid being in that throwing path on the windup for those shots. So Zenith will take it in here. Going to be contested rather quickly. There it is again. Kaznaz this time a grab, looking for a clear. And now the boost forming for Orbit. Looks like they got some good speed on that one. Being lost off the wall, resetting, and finding Zenith. So rolling over to the hands here as stuns go out. Sneaky Evil takes it away. And Blenders resetting, getting the reset, I should say, over in the back. So one scoop coming in from that top, looking for a drop. Orbital drop into Sneaky Evil's hands. I should correct myself. The orbital drop is an actual joust they do. Granted, I don't seem to see it quite as often as I once did, once upon a time in preseason. Not lately, anyway. So launching out here with a 7-point lead for the defense here on Orbit. Nebula able to retain, so no harm done, despite the stuns. Chocolate looking to retain that one, sends a pass over to the opposite tunnel, over to Sweet Tooth, but Sweet Tooth has the teeth knocked loose by the stuns, turning it over here. And the defense retreating, however, for Nebula, as this bounce pass goes to one scoop. Nice recognition. And then the soft delivery to Zenith, going down to, looks like Sneaky. And Sneaky backs that out one more time to the ramp, and they'll reset again as their formation plays a part. Now that's a deep pass, therefore easily cut off by Sweet Tooth, but kind of right back at him. You know, a deep clear, right back into the hands of Orbit. So see if they can avoid doing that a second time. Looks like they will. However, the clear a bit astray. So right now, Nebula has some of their clears and their passes not quite as crisp as they would like. Otherwise, doing a good job contesting. But still stuck, getting stuck here on this side of the floor, for the moment at least. One scoop will cross it on over to Sneaky Evil. And Zenith being stunned by Kaznaz as some more stuns go out yet again. So reset, and there's a patience at play for Orbit. They're going to just back that out. And once more, just look for the best opportunities. There it is. Took a little while, about a minute and a half. But Orbit eventually getting that goal. Also, the team was Rush. Late Toast was on Rush. I knew it was one of those 3 or 4 letter names. I just couldn't remember. So over to the pocket here, Late Toast and Sneaky, as well as Kaznaz, all of them piling up on each other, trying to vie for control of that disc. But in firm control, as is often the case in the back line, will be Blenders. As the rollout goes here, the stacks, almost an attempted headbutt it looked like of sorts, but yeah, diving on that disc. One scoop trying to contest there. Sweet Tooth trying to clear it, but again, these clears, thanks to a lot of the pressure from Orbit, they're not really getting through. They're just bouncing everywhere but where they need to be. There it is again, just another one of those clears that can't find the mark. And that's kind of resulting in these extra opportunities for Orbit. So otherwise, going in there, Zenith, assisted by one scoop, another good team play for them. But yeah, otherwise the defense from Nebula looking pretty good, but it's just the extra attempts that eventually get these goals for Orbit. That's one of the dangers playing against Orbit, is just they're so good at getting those extra attempts, thanks to their midfield play and and their speed. They're just really good at getting back. All right, here, getting the disc right back again. Zenith will take a bad bounce, still has a little time to recover. Kaznaz trying to contest that, a good cross pass to Sneaky, but that will also be not accurate enough So now a clear, a boost. They do get it through. Sends it over to the other side. There's the stack maybe reaching there first. Sweet Tooth gets that one. Looks for a cross on over. Chocolate going the backboard and barely on the miss. Tough angle. So looking for a tough angle is part of my froggy throat. I'm still not healed, by the way, my throat, so I'm casting as much as I can, but you just wait. My voice will die one of these weeks, and you'll be sorry. No, you won't. Over here, that'll go to one scoop. What a delivery to him. That was sweet. One scoop of ice cream on that play. Don't know what I'm saying there. But looking good to start off here for Orbit. Passes have been just excellent overall. So over here we'll go Sneaky Evil retaining that disc, reobtaining that disc I should say, as Orbit looks for that play. Going for an anchor shot, going to be saved by Kaz, but doesn't get rid of it quite quick enough. So Zenith punishing with a grab and the shot, 3 meters deep. So as this match does wind down, Kaznaz rolling out here for Nebula again. Almost a turnover, but does find the concentration. Now the turnover instead, yeah, so will eventually happen. Took a few tries. That boost coming through. Chocolate in the goal. A great grab from Kaz, though, taking a short-range leech to find that speed in the recovery. At the moment, getting split apart, however. And Blenders looking to recover there with Kaznaz nearby. So that deep one going off that corner wall. And will be, in fact, the Orbit victory, 17-2 in this first round. So we'll go over to the stats screen momentarily here. Get a look at what's good. I know for Orbit, what's good is Zenith with his 9 points. Definitely helping lead his team to victory here in the first, and maybe he'll continue that into the second. Obviously, he's had a lot of great output games just on the stat sheet. Very effective player, especially in that front line. But 9 points, 1 assist, 1 steal, 12 stuns for him. Sneaky Evil with 2 points and 2 assists, as well as a pair of steals. Blenders, the 5 stuns, and again, countless resets. Just the ever-reliable back liner. Every time there's a clear or a back pass, he's there to receive it just about every single time. Now, 1 scoop with 6 points, 3 assists, 1 save, and 13 stuns. For Nebula's side of the floor, the lone 2 points for Kaz, along with his 3 saves and a couple steals. Have Chocolate with 11 stuns, Late Toast with 1 assist, 1 save, 1 steal, and 5 stuns. Sweet Tooth with 2 saves and 11 stuns. And just a quick look at the possession time, things like that. And yeah, that'll tell a story about 40 seconds, 35 seconds, something like that, of more possession time for Orbit. And more importantly, look at the shots taken. 16 shots to 3 favoring Orbit there as this second joust goes out, this neutral joust. And that really is a big story. It's not so much that Orbit was rolling, and getting everything they wanted on offense the first or even second tries. It took, that one the first try for Sneaky Evil, but most of the time there, they were needing a few different attempts. They were needing multiple resets before Orbit got to those victories. So, that's what having that backliner like Blenders will do. That's what, and just as well, some of those clears from Nebula too, just not quite accurate enough. And as a result, they got a lot of rebounds, and that's really the big difference maker here. Of course, it's not an easy task. That being said, trying to get the clears through when you do have a team like Orbit playing against you. A lot of teams have struggled the very same way against Orbit throughout the last few months, so not an unusual sight to see for sure. We did get a crash now from Orbit's side. Of course, the rule is to play on until the next goal or 45 seconds have elapsed. Granted, I really don't know how players are supposed to accommodate the 45 seconds thing unless someone is pulling out a timer when it happens, but either or, playing until the next goal most likely here. And, a quick boost coming in with a headbutt, and that is almost in. That would have been an incredible shot. Maybe one of the all-time best headbutt shots I think I would have ever seen, because it's not often you see him from that deep and purposeful. I mean, that looked like it was with some intent, so that was almost incredible. But Sneaky Evil does retain here. So Orbit, despite being a man down, looking for maybe a goal and almost get it right there as well. So Zenith is the one who crashed, looks like, and yet to return. Deep clear. The boost, however, still fast for Orbit, so even down a player. You know, their speed, we talk about Nebula's awesome speed, but Orbit is just, yeah, showing they're still capable, even if they only have, you know, 3 players. And a good intercept here coming in from One Scoop. One Scoop going for that deep shot. Just going to reset back to himself just about, but has it snagged by Kaz. You can hear a little bit of Matumbo impressions going on there, denying the stacks, but giving plenty of time. But over here, Kaznaz does get the disc back, looking for that backboard play, and on the way for the shots. It's Nebula getting on the board here. And yeah, 7:25-ish or so. I don't know when this reset will happen exactly, but we'll see. Actually, no, Zenith is back, in fact, so maybe no reset at all. Take it back. All right. He does get back just in time. Maybe not in time for the launch, but he'll be back in the next few seconds, I imagine, as that one does squeeze through to Sneaky. So Sneaky zipper lines it over to One Scoop. One Scoop with a heavy pressure, heavy pressure, in fact, as Sweet Tooth recovers and clears. So over here it will be a grab, rather, by Sweet Tooth, it looks like, but not able to do much with it. Sweet Tooth maybe disconnecting for a second too, but now is back in the mix. Now the One Scoop deep shot looks a little bit off, and it is rebounded though by Blenders, and trying for the 3 and does get it. So just grabs the disc, anchors down, and lines up that 3 just before the arrival of the defense. So 4-point game here with 4 minutes expired on the clock so far in round 2. Orbit in firm control in that first round. Firm control in the second if that shot goes in especially. Rebound, headbutt attempt, and then a slap attempt, but both of them are off. Maybe getting a little bit too lax on both of those shot attempts with just the headbutt and the soft tap. But again, Orbit just feeling good and feeling in control right now, because it seems like every time these discs get obtained by Nebula, they just can't find the clears, and it just ends up being possession going back to Orbit within a few seconds. Now that time that does sail past the hands of Orbit, but couldn't convert on the shot for Nebula. So collecting it back here, a trifecta of players from Orbit all get back on the defensive end, and they all overshoot because of that awkward bounce. So now the disc being taken by Sweet Tooth, maybe an opportunity. There is one in goal over there. Blenders, it looks like, are just bothering and just sitting in the back line, now bothering Late Toast for the steal. So Blenders does try and line up that wall shot off that side. Sweet Tooth, though, and Chocolate, that speedy stack does get back there first. And speaking of speed, Kaznaz making them hurt with some more of it. The pass not quite soft enough on the touch, but eventually off that boost, Sweet Tooth comes through with it, has it stolen, and flung out with a spin by Zenith. So now going for another bounce shot and trying to take it off the wall here, getting stunned. Sneaky Evil looking for the plays, maybe spinning a little bit too much, and loses a touch. Chocolate also trying to get that over to Kaznaz, just past the hands, flying out of it. And now a good shield as well from Blenders, diving in to that three-point area, three-point line, trying to converge, but just converged upon. Re-grab, that shot also off here, so some disarray coming from both sides of the floor on some of these shot opportunities. Going scoreless for a little while here. As one more goes to One Scoop. One Scoop gonna go up, under, and somersault his way to a couple of points. 8-2 with a little under 4 minutes remaining in round 2. There you go. See that delivery. The defense was off balance because of the clears, so it was kind of a one-on-one once he got that breakaway and just, yeah, somersaulted into the goal. Ever athletic is One Scoop. But Kaznaz trying to change the luck for his team here. Nebula down. Screams going all up in my ears. Luckily not turned up too loud, but screams nonetheless. Sounded like bloody murder there for Orbit as they play at potentially those mind games. I don't know what you want to call it. That shot would have been good had it not been for the island. And retained here by Sneaky. Sneaky good stun and gets the goal. 2 points. Right back for Sneaky, and that's 10 total for Orbit here. Leading by 8, still 3 minutes left. But thus far, it's Sneaky and One Scoop leading the way with 7 points, 8 points respectively. One Scoop with 4 assists as well. So nice passing effort from him so far in this series. Kaznaz QBing, looking for the pass, but the teammates not looking for it. Zigging when they should have zagged, and Blender's going to go for the clear over to the midline. So Kaznaz with some time just out of his reach, trying to tiptoe for it, and eventually does catch up to that disc as a Late Toast grabs it, sends a pass on over to Sweet Tooth, and Sweet Tooth getting stunned. One Scoop looking for a deep one and goes over to the Ready at Dawn logo instead, where a bounce will reach Zenith. Zenith trying to find Sneaky again, but a little bit more disarray unfolding here, and well, good play there by Sweet Tooth and Chocolate to get it clear. Now see if they can get first on that boost. They will. A bounce one, soft pass over, just reaching the hands of Kaznaz, and from that tight corner, just as he's fading down below, gets that shot to go. So 4 points for Nebula. So Orbit in a position where they are going for an offensive joust here, joust advantage. Bit of a rarity so far in this round going here. Interesting rollout there, some headbutt clear and boost almost, but very, very soft and controlled, which normally you don't associate with those kind of plays. But hey, it worked out for them. Here it goes to Sweet Tooth, trying to send that out, but again the intercept by Blenders, and Blenders going for an assist, perhaps a Sneaky. Sneaky diving in, one more assist, soft pass to Blenders. And that was a very nice passing play. You saw Blenders use the brakes there just to stop all the momentum, wait for the pass, and then received it and put it in. Just very calculated play. There you can see on the replay. There's the brakes, and there's a take. 2 points rather. And now 12-4 in this final minute of action. So Kaznaz holding on to it for a little while, trying to find the right pass, but unfortunately will be a turnover here. Going to One Scoop. A One Scoop not looking at Late Toast, so Late Toast is there and trying to get a clear, maybe even a shot attempt as that goes sailing towards that bubble. But taken over now by Blenders. And off it goes to the midline for that clear, maybe even a bounce attempt that will be recovered off of some stacks perhaps. Nice redirects going in, and Zenith looking for one more, and there is the final shot of the game to secure it at 14 points to 4. And that will indeed be the series going here towards Orbit, improving their record to 6-4. So take a look at the stats for you, and it's 10 points for One Scoop, leading it for his team. 7 points for Sneaky Evil, now 5 for Blenders. And a lot of assists between all these teammates. I mean, look at that. 3, 1, 4, and 2 in the assist column between these 4 players. Obviously, Zenith had crashed, so his stat line is not complete here. But yeah, there you have it. I mean, over on the other side from Nebula, Kaznaz with 4 points. 1 assist, 3 saves. 3 saves for Chocolate as well. You have Late Toast with an assist, save, and 2 steals, along with 15 stuns. But yeah, this was going to be a tough match for them, no doubt. Just rankings-wise, definitely Orbit, a strong team. Nebula did their best to contest, but Orbit will take it away. And so for Nebula, they will fall to 5-5 now, evening up their record on the season. And still a very successful season so far, all things considered. A very respectable win rate for what is a newer team and a newer roster. All right, so with that, that will conclude this particular match, but we do have plenty more coming up, well, right away, because Coming up next, I'll have Sir Dimwee hopefully joining me here, if depending on how the other game is going and if it's over yet. But Sir Dimwee should be joining me here for a match with Instinct versus Spaghetti. So that should be starting momentarily here. And yeah, we'll be casting that mighty soon. So I'll just take a quick intermission. Hang tight, and we have at least three or four more games ahead on this channel. So a lot to come. Anyway, be right back, my friends. As that one goes in for Zach W. 3 points here, starting it out for Infinite. Over here, another attempt being collected by Ryan, and Ryan goes in for the 3 as a plethora of punches go off. Aplenty in the mid there by the stack, so this is going to enable what is a good 2-on-2 situation, at least for a moment, and they do find that moment. The window open enough, just not missing, but rebounded, taken, dinged, and tapped. Once again, another rebound, and there's Zach for the 3rd time. That's the charm. That's 7-3. Side wall, though, will be taken here. Just immediate shot flung. Actually, maybe even a pass. Gets that to Ryan. What a save there from Andy. That was a fantastic play. Clear, so gets right back to Joker's hands. Finding Dash over there in the back line, going front line now, training and not complaining on that shot. Jay Walker ties come in from Joker, but not able to get there fast enough. But another interception. So now that'll go over to Jay Walker. Has himself an anchor and gets that one just at that 7 meters. So right from the back. Infinite coming off a lot of wins in a row, but you know what? A lot of scores in a row for Joker. That's 4. Going back in over to Palace. Palace looking just for a deep pass. That was a beautiful and very intentional rollout, I'm sure. As that one goes in for 2, Zach W. finally breaks the cold spell for Infinite. 2-point game, 2.5 left. Gets it over to Zach. Zach the open 3 and takes the lead. So after being scored on 4 times in a row, a Joker player there as Jay Walker now retains Dash. Going into for the goal. What a great pass. Recognition on that one. Ryan kind of stopping him. Zach, 7 seconds left. Rolling in. This could be a huge pass, a huge play, but even a huge stun from Ryan. Waving goodbye to the and Zach going for that corner. So another one of those, that same thing. We saw that on the rollout earlier where they went for that corner wall to the cleared player. That shot going to be saved right in there by Dash doing first round. 13-12 in Joker's favor. We're left here scoreless 3 minutes in. And finally, we'll get that one through. think that might be on the floor between these teams. And both these teams do a great job at it right there, going just to the attic for a top-down shot. Ryan 8 gets that back. Joker now claiming the disc for themselves. They're up by 4, looking for maybe a third score in a row, which wouldn't be the first time in this match. And there it is with that match lighting it up. So we'll be seeing plenty of skinny over the next couple weeks. Right there, though, nothing weak about that shot. Andy W, that was a treat for the first 3 points. Change that, and Infinite needing to win this round if they do want to force that third. Joker claimed that first one by 1 point, and that's going to be 3 more, though, for Joker off Ryan's. Forget off the top of my head, I'll have to recheck in a second, but yeah, they've just been on an incredible hot streak. Right there, though, the streak not maybe being stopped because a good save, but Zach just the presence. So Zach has been definitely making his presence felt here all over the place. That one, YouTube.com, brings it to a 1-point game again. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Right back in it now after that brief intermission. We're back and ready to get going with a second match. Well, technically the third match of the night because there were 2 matches going on in that last time slot. But here, just the one. It's going to be Instinct and Spaghetti facing off tonight. And joining me now off of that simulcast, joining forces, it's Sir Dimwee. So how's it going, Sir Dimwee?
It is going good, and I'm really excited to see the matchup between these two teams. Two teams that have been doing pretty well in this season 1. So we've got number 7 Instinct, who was on fire for a little bit there. They're coming in with that MMR of 12-30, a record of 5-4, with a 2-0 win versus Wireless Jacks yesterday. And they're up against here this team of Spaghetti, number 12 in North America, and they haven't. Well, I can check. Their MMR is 1,200, but that's before the Ignite win they got yesterday. Their scores have yet to be reported in, so their MMR has not changed yet. I would hesitate to guess that they're up around 1,210 instead of that 1,200, but they are at a record of 4-5 on the season with that 2-0 win versus Ignite yesterday, and a very big win for those guys. Definitely something that they wrote to mom about afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll be seeing some of Ignite later on tonight as well, facing off the Kangarillas. No small task for them. As you can hear the comms from the players, excited, I guess. And we're going to go here for the first round joust, neutral joust, Instinct Spaghetti. Let's go. And just welcome to all the chat as well for Twitch. Anyone viewing live or in the VODs, good to have you. As a Y-Perm, Meatballer taking this one away, looking for a really fast and frantic start. But Meatballer taking this one, getting it back to Isolate, and now maybe a slight slowdown as they go on offense. But of course, they need to get it to the other side of the floor first.
A lot of stuns coming out early in this game. No one really getting too far with the disc yet.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. There's some more, yet more stuns. A nice short-range leech from Meatballer. It does get stunned, but at least enables him to get that clear into the other side. However, being held back with those stuns gives enough time for Spank to come back here. Now, granted, being snuck up on, there's some more stuns yet, and now finally getting that through over to Cruisin'.
So both teams playing really aggressive right now and just not letting the other team make any space for themselves. I mean, every single pass, every clear, everything has been assaulted with stuns and shields, and I mean the whole nine.
That's in. That is in.
Oh man, from 35 meters out, what a shot!
Not only the shot, but even the hesitation move. He had the defense flying towards him. You can see it here on the replay. Saw the defense, just threw a little pump fake just to let the defense slide by, and then shot it and still made it accurately. That was a great move.
Absolutely, that was a fantastic move from Al.
And over here will be Al trying to bother that one. At least forces a bit of a quick pass, but still retained here by Spank. And Spank over to Instinct. So Kanamara, or to Instinct, to Kanamara for Instinct, I should say, as they go towards that wedge and into the bubble. That's a good, well, a bounce pass attempt. We see them go for that sometimes, but not really the greatest delivery on that one. Taken here by Al, but it's going to be intercepted by Cruisin' now, and Cruisin' anchoring down, waiting for his team to spread out and find those available passes, which that one not online, but I was going to say, generally speaking, Instinct has been a pretty great team as far as that team play goes.
Oh, they absolutely have been, and I mean, they had to be to get to where they are now, that number 7 spot. I mean, it's definitely a spot that they earned as that long bounce shot comes in. But yeah, they're definitely a team apt with that that is proficient with the team play.
I'm glad we have these unmuted, mostly.
Same.
Mostly. I'm sure I'll regret it eventually, but for now, we're good. As Y-Perm tries to dish that out to the back line, just not the same line of thought it looked like for the two teammates there, so they'll lose a disc, and back to Kanamara for a deep shot. Could it be again off that back? Yes, it is. Kanamara Chaos. 3 points, so now it's just kind of identical from either tunnel, mirroring each other, these two teams.
I mean, this is starting to feel like a perfectly even match. I mean, both teams doing an amazing job of stuffing the other team in mid, and both teams playing so aggressively that it's ultimately giving the other team opportunities to make those long tube shots. So, I mean, that's what we're seeing, and I wonder if that's what we'll continue to see, because I'm kind of enjoying it. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, it's almost unusual sometimes. You do see 3-point shots nowadays at times, but it's just a lot more rare than it used to be, especially when it comes from those tunnel or the mail slot areas from midline, just because of how much quicker the pace is in 4v4. You don't get as many opportunities. But when you do, definitely want to capitalize, just like Meatballer, with the cap on that one, realizing he had the goal, and that's 5-3 for Spaghetti.
Yeah, it was a great assault there from Spaghetti coming in on that bubble. They had 3 players moving in, so Meatballer definitely had some options and also had some guys running some rough shot for him, kind of running guard on the way in. So yeah, good control there from Spaghetti to keep a hold of that one and give Meatballer the space to bring that one in for the 2.
And a short stack or short range launch on that one, I should say, as Kanamara and Kavichi look for maybe a clear and boost, but that bad bounce will be taken actually right back by Spank, knocking it off of him, but Al right back, lining it up from deep. Rebound, maybe, no, yes, it will be Y-Perm, and goes around as well for just the extra juke move.
And I'm absolutely loving how vocal Spaghetti has been during this game so far, both in their own zone and in their own bubble and around Instinct's bubble. But yeah, what a great shot attempt there from Al. You could hear he was not happy about missing it.
Yeah.
But then Y-Perm cleaning up the garbage, taking out the trash, and putting it in for that good too.
So hearing some wailing going on as that one goes sailing for 3. Al with the power. 10-3.
I don't want to speak too soon, but Al starting to pop off a little bit. Instinct want to be careful, because as we've seen plenty of times, when you get a player on a hot streak, if you can't rein it in, he's going to start raining down on you.
Yeah, 6 out of the 10 points for Spaghetti currently. And we can, again, hear, especially with the comms unmuted now, a lot of the stuff that otherwise we've been missing at times from these streams, not hearing. You know, even in that match I just streamed with Orbit versus Nebula, definitely heard a lot of the loudness and rowdiness coming from Orbit's side. And, you know, playing those head games perhaps, mind games, where you just throw people off by those wails and by yelling at times. It's a interesting strategy. I can easily see people not loving it, but you know what? Whatever works for them.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, if it's not against the rules and you can find an advantage with it, some people might disagree with it, and it might ultimately turn into a rule. But yes, Al fading the row, man.
With the emphatic karate dunk, or shot, I guess. Al just jogging himself in place as he found the end of the goal.
I mean, maybe I didn't call it too early. Al putting on a performance in both senses of the word as he feigns the run in and does the karate chop dunk. I think we might have to make that a thing.
Yeah.
And but yeah, he's really, as I say, he's popping off, and they're gonna have to get him under control.
Definitely at this point. I mean, 12-3. Al contributing, 8 points, I believe, now out of the 12. So just a strong effort right here. Connemara looking for that passing play, but just in a bit of a disarray. Luckily, Spank was still there to recollect, and even the secondary back pass, good recognition to Cruzen, and now Spank getting it right back. So one more pass here, going for the cross. Goalie assaulted, and now vaulted for the goal. It's 12-5.
Yeah, Instinct not going to let Spaghetti get in their heads. In particular, not going to let Al get in their heads. That was a beautiful pass sequence. It was kind of a 1-2-3 in. I can't quite remember. I think that may have been Spank who sent it to Kavici, and then Kavici up to Connemara right in front of that goal. Connemara just stuffing that one in for the 2. And so it's only a 7-point game here with just under 3 to go.
Yeah, so a lot of hockey assists, if nothing else, coming in from Instinct on that play. Right now, Instinct going for another play here. So, yeah, just trying to rebound, but that's not going to help their efforts as a clear will go through. Now, they do have a deep backliner, Cruzen, unable to get the leech, though, so missing, and now making. It's Meat Baller, and he is bacon.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened in the backfield there, but yeah, it's Spaghetti with the speed, a 3-man stack coming in. Meatball are able to get the hand on it and very comfortably set that one in for the 3 from 15 meters out. A 17 meter per second underhand shot, so definitely a good shot there from Meatball with no hesitation.
And right there, getting the pass off to a Spank for Instinct. 2 minutes left, they're down by 10. So it will be a tough go of things to come back, but they're going to try at least close the margins if they can. Connemara going to whirl and twirl just a little bit and find the goal.
Yeah, I know. I play with Connemara quite a bit, and that's definitely one of his moves. He doesn't, unlike the twins, unlike the W brothers, Andy and Zach, he doesn't continue spinning on his way in. He usually just kind of tilts his way into what I guess he would feel is a more favorable angle. And then he comes in, maybe throws the goalie off balance a little bit and puts that one in for another good 2.
Yeah, any little extra sauce that you can add onto your shots and your shooting style. As that one goes in from down below from Connemara, but yeah, anything you can add to vary up your offense is always going to be helpful against goalies, especially these days with so many talented ones all across the rosters.
Yeah, that shot there from Connemara, that's some really good. Excuse my stutter. Some really good game awareness there as he was able to judge that the goalie was just out of position and doesn't hesitate, puts that one in for 3.
I thought you were about to say, is this one, maybe goes in for that play. Oh, but a great save from the aforementioned Connemara, and players lauding and applauding, perhaps, maybe both. That was a great defensive maneuver from him.
Yeah, Connemara playing both sides of the arena right now.
Looking good on that one, and maybe another goal here, though, for Spaghetti as they do recover, and with a 7-point lead with 30 seconds left, that will indeed seal the deal in round 1. Spaghetti will come ahead. Still a chance for Instinct to score, but this round will be going to Spaghetti.
Yeah, and it looks like, I mean, based on what we saw at the start of the round, it appears Spaghetti kind of started opting for more of a clearing boost. To kind of take advantage of their speed as we see them stun out the quarterback there coming out. Now maybe an opportunity here Yeah, Kavichi putting that one in for the 2. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. They will lose this round 1 by 5. Spaghetti winning by 5. But yeah, it looks like Spaghetti kind of changed up their game plan a little bit. Both teams seemingly starting with a kind of a formation passing mentality, and then when that didn't work, as both teams are stuffing each other at mid and forcing a lot of turnovers, Spaghetti kind of changed the game up a little bit and started opting for those kind of stun them out in the backfield, opt for the clear and boost, take advantage of their own speed, and they definitely did there. As well, it helps the Owl kind of popped off in the first half, first probably 6-7 minutes of the game, picking up looks like 8 points in that round 1. The current not game high though. Connemara picking up a game high at 10. And so, yeah, I mean, phenomenal performance from Spaghetti. Connemara trying to do what he can to keep his team in it, but not quite enough for that round 1.
Yeah, just not quite enough. Like I said, maybe the head games playing a factor a little bit. I mean, they weren't. They actually made a mini comeback, started scoring a few goals there towards the end after a little bit of a drought. But yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, I know at LANs at least that was, I won't lie, that was one of kind of the eclipse strategies of sorts. Was, I mean, it was partially we would be really loud at LAN events to. Part of it was the head games towards the other team, but it was also head games for ourselves, keeping ourselves amped and just super into it and focused and always like so loud that it drowned out any potential tilt that otherwise would occur if we just sat there brewing in silence, So it's kind of a multifaceted thing, but I gotta wonder if it plays a factor here with these teams.
Definitely might have.
So as we get this second round underway, we'll be taken out by a Y-Perm. And Y-Perm looking for a deep one, just missing the hands of Isolate. So Cruzen gets it back. That's a bit of a rush clear. That actually does find Spank, but Spank doesn't get rid of it quite quick enough. And a double stun actually occurs there. Not even sure how that one happened, but it did. And Spank coming away with a goal, or with a disc, and looking for a goal, I should say, off that bounce. And now a rebound, just the same from Cruzen as he swims away in celebration. 2 points for Instinct.
Yeah, that was it looked like Cruzen putting a little aggravation on that shot. He comes in the speed of that stack as it comes in cruising. I didn't quite catch who the other player was. It was either Connemara or Kavichi, but they come in so fast like that, steal that disc away, and then cruising, just slamming it into the goal for that 2 there.
So maybe that
definitely felt satisfying.
As that shot does go in right here for Connemara, continuing to pile on the points like no tomorrow. It's 5 for Instinct here, starting off hot. You know what? Enough said. Connemara's just having himself a game.
Oh, he certainly is, and that was this is exactly the sort of start that Instinct needed in this round 2 to push themselves forward here.
And just going back to a couple plays ago as well, from that aggressive slam and the swim away from Cruzen, maybe that answered my own question in terms of whether the vocalness we're seeing from Spaghetti is playing a factor. Whether for good or bad, I don't know, but if it's playing a factor in Instinct's game, and maybe that, being an indication that it could be. But Kavichi will receive a pass and just roll it in himself. Had the open lane and drove right in.
It looks like he might have caught goalie off guard a little bit there. Goalie maybe thinking he had a hand on it, but I mean, from my angle, from your angle, it looked like the goal definitely, if he caught it in the goal plane or just at the last moment. So I think he caught goalie off guard a little bit with that that rocket of a shot there from only 5 meters out.
Definitely being caught off guard, just Spaghetti in general, because they were feeling pretty good rolling in that first round. They ended up with a 5-point victory. But right now, Instinct 7-point lead. So it's once again anyone's game. There's still a lot of time to go. But if that one goes in, and it will be, and Connemara continues to just blow up here on this Sunday night.
Just wow. I mean, Connemara had 2 defenders around him. Comes away with the disc and without any hesitation sends it from right over top of that bow tie block from, what was that, 19 meters out at 18 meters a second. I mean, that was a phenomenal shot there.
Oh,
another
turnover.
one might be coming.
Yeah, almost a turnover. 16 points for Connemara so far in the 2 rounds. Just ridiculous at the moment. Going for that deep pass now to the bottom logo as Kavichi looks to reset, and in firm control here at this point for Instinct. Probably just want to play the pacing, and not be overly aggressive unless you do have the open lanes. And wow, indeed, goes right to the hands of Cruzen, kind of hiding behind that block and just had a big big grab out of nowhere. And speaking of grabs, a lot more going on here. Kanemaru and Ao, yet another intercept coming in from Cruisin', and there it is. So indeed, they are playing that pacing. They're not going to force anything if they don't have to, and just as I say that pass maybe intended for Spank anchored down. Couldn't get it, but Kavichi certainly does, and there is 2 more, up by a dozen.
Yeah, that was, I mean, Instinct doing an amazing job of staying in control of that disc. Every time Spaghetti tried to get it out, it goes right back into the hands of Instinct. He used it to take another opportunity on the goal, and then that one, an unfortunate bounce off of that post, goes right in the hands of Kavichi, who was just waiting for it. I mean, it went right to him, so he pops that one in right at the top corner pocket of the goal. Good for another 2.
Double stun from Spank. That was really great to knock that one loose, but good passes by Spaghetti to avoid it. I think more impressive than, not only are they ahead by 12 points, but just holding Spaghetti to 0 points until that goal goes in. See, it's uncanny, the caster's curse. But still, holding a team like Spaghetti, who again scored 17 in round 1, and yet halfway through round 2, they only just got their first points.
I mean, and even after that goal, this might be we might be witnessing a momentum shift. But even after that goal, Instinct's still on a mercy pace here. So if Spaghetti can't keep them contained, they're looking at possibly a mercy loss or close to it. So really interested to see what Spaghetti does.
And some stuns coming out here. Y-Perm, always dangerous when you go head-to-head with him. He does get the disc back for his team as a result. So Spaghetti now on the offense. And yeah, depending on what happens here, maybe the momentum shift. We'll see. Holding onto the disc pretty long, though, still lining up a deep one, but way in the back is Cruisin'. So, again, the Instinct at the moment is very, very well aware that they do not want to give momentum in the form of 3-pointers especially. So they are starting to play a bit back here in these final few minutes.
Definitely the wise play, as Spaghetti doing a decent job of keeping it in until that moment, keeping it into the Instinct zone. As that one goes dangerously close to goal, Kavichi able to get there first with his boost partner and put that one in for another 2.
I don't even know who that was. I think it was Cruisin' spinning around the goalpost, spinning so fast I can barely read the name. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, Instinct giving a little bit of that attitude, that rowdiness right back at Spaghetti, and to full effectiveness here in the second round.
Yeah, to full effectiveness. I couldn't have said it better.
Maybe efficacy would have been a better word, so you could have said it better. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't even know what that word means, so I couldn't have said it better.
Fair enough. So forget that as the Thesaurus gets put away, because right now trying to put them away, Instinct looking to get right back here on the offensive end, but will be Spaghetti and Meatballer coming away with it. And so for those also tuning in throughout the stream, I mean, we are having a big series of continuous streams tonight. This is our second match on VRML 1, as this one goes into the hands of Spank, and he gently delivers it to his teammate on the other end, and resets coming out. Again, the slow play, but we do have Guinness and Milk scheduled next. Granted, we may be looking at a late start, as that one's going to go deep for that shot, but just bouncing off barrier. So Kavichi comes away with it here, has a cross option too, in fact, goes to Spank. Spank finds the bottom of the goal.
That was a nice shot from Spank. He comes in. That is 3, so he keeps it behind that bubble with the goalie in goal. Sends it underhand 17 meters a second right into that bottom pocket, that bottom corner of the goal. That was a great shot from Spank, keeping it out of the reach of the goalie.
Absolutely. Single shot over in the chat asking about the first round. Says Spaghetti won round 1. Indeed, they did. They controlled round 1. Really, it was 17-12 it finished. However, there was a last-second kind of consolation goal at the end for Instinct. So really, they won, I would say, more like by 7. But yeah, it was a 5-point victory in round 1. But in round 2, Instinct just starting to pop off, and really led by Kanemaru Chaos. Because if you look at it, he's up to 16 points now. And he had 10 points at the end of round 1. So he's just been really helping out Instinct here as they go in for a deep shot. And that's exactly what they did not want to give away, though.
Yeah, Spaghetti coming in, kind of just all their offense men just plowing the road there for Isolate, as Isolate just kind of kept inching his way forward. I mean, they no goalie in goal, everybody getting stunned out. Isolate had a clear shot, so he took it. Beautiful shot there from Isolate to keep his team from the mercy.
Yeah, so bringing that closer. I mean, a round 3 pretty likely at this point, but again, it's one of those things where you still want to capitalize on every goal you can, close the differential. Not only does it help MMR, even if only slightly, but it helps the mentality of players.
Definitely, now you see Instinct playing that the game, the clock management game here, just taking the time, moving it out of the zone.
And trying to back tap it out there. So really good patience. Granted, Y Permit Meatballer doing a great job of trying to get it back for them. They were playing heavily on that back liner, but couldn't make the shot. They'll still get another one, but a rush on that. Cruisin easily able to tap it out here as Al recovers. Does a 1,000,001 spins for a 2-point play.
I mean, great shot by Al. Good moves from Al as he spins on his way in to try to throw off the defenders. Brings it in right in front of the goalie, 5 meters out, and just stuffs it right in that top side on the goalie. So, yeah, great shot there from Al.
And launching out here, 10-point lead. So round 2 will definitely go Instinct's way. And this was, yeah, just a very great turnaround round for Instinct. It's one of those situations where it could have easily had that snowball effect after losing round 1, but no, they just recollected and they came out fiery out the gates on that neutral joust to start, and it's just been this pretty much the same thing ever since the entire 10 minutes. I mean, right there, no pass better than that perhaps as it goes through for Kavici. So continuing to just deliver goal upon goal, pass upon pass, and looking good to force this third round. It's 19-7. 1-1 on the series.
Yeah, I mean, that was just an incredible showing from Instinct, and that's the performance we were seeing out of them throughout this season 1 as they worked their way up into that seventh place position. Excuse, and my snort now. Excuse all my noises. But yeah, I mean, they played phenomenally well. Connemara Chaos doing an amazing job. There was a reset there. So losing all of our stats, unfortunately, that makes me a sad panda. But maybe we can pull in from, nope, there's a reset as well. So yeah, Connemara, I mean, he was at 10 points at the end of round 1. I don't know how many goals he got there, but I'd say he was pushing up to 16, maybe even up to 20 after that round 2. So as much as Al popped off in round 1, Connemara kind of answered with his own popping off the start and the end of round 1, and then continuing on into round 2 here. But yeah, I mean, a great performance from both teams. Instinct, or I can't speak. Spaghetti coming back, trying to come back in that round 2, but couldn't quite make up that difference. So I'm really expecting a good brawl here in this round 3 once we get to it.
Yeah, and sorry, I was just heading off to the Discord real quickly there while you were doing your analysis bit. Always appreciate that because certainly you're great at it compared to me, but yeah, I'm just trying to communicate with Milk and Guinness because they do have. What am I hearing right now? Anyway, we do have Milk and Guinness coming up next, and seeing if they wanted to wait or not for this third round to finish here. So we got one okay from one of the Milk players, but we'll see how it goes for everyone else. Either or, though, we're going to finish out this one, obviously, between Instinct and Spaghetti because it's one-on-one, third round, exciting match, and kind of, I don't know, can see it going any other way. It depends which version of both teams we see. You know, are we going to see round 1 Spaghetti, or are we going to see round 2 Instinct dominating the offensive line?
But also it also looked like Instinct kind of changed up their play as well. We saw Spaghetti change up their play in that round 1, kind of start opting for the stunning and the clearing boost, and looked like Instinct kind of did a similar thing from time to time. But they also their control, I think, was ultimately what did it. But they had some really, really speedy boosts from a couple chains that really turned the tide of some situations and some plays. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what we see here in this round 3.
And it will launch out here looking for the disc first. Everyone kind of meeting each other in the middle, just floating down directly at middle just about. Don't see that too often, but it will be knocked loose and then sent back to Cruisin here as Instinct looks to take control perhaps first, but that one taking bad bounces. So, or Spaghetti rather, does get this disc back, and maybe they can start off the offense and see what they can get going. That's going to be a deep shot, just bouncing up and high. Cruisin is in the area, as well as a lot of Spaghetti players, however.
You know, both teams desperate to get that first point.
Oh, no!
Wypern comes in. Oh, no, off the head of his own teammate.
Oh, that's rough. At least they get the rebound and shot, though, but those are the ones where it's like, had that not gone in and then Instinct been able to turn around and score on that, you'd just be kind of banging your head on the wall a little bit afterwards.
Oh, yeah, you know it. I mean, I know it's happened to me more than once, where you come in, you have a great opportunity, and just something about it just goes wrong, and the other team gets a good bounce, they turn around, they get a goal off of it, and you're like, oh, that right there could have been that momentum shift.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
But luckily they do recover, so no harm, no foul at the end of the day. Makes for just a funny highlight now that they've gotten past that, as Cruzen tries to go for perhaps a pass here to Kavici. One more directly down mid, but nice slap out there. Getting it through. I think it's Wiper now. Cruzen going to be contested as Spank gets that. One more delivery and outside. That's some really nice bubble defense from Spaghetti.
Yeah, that was a great stop from Y-Perm. I mean, that pass sequence, the first pass across from post to post went a little bit low. Whoever, I can't remember whoever he was, sent it back up to Shield because he didn't have a shot, and Shield comes in with a great opportunity. But then Y-Perm making that big stop, that was absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a deep one taken by Isolate, getting it back, finding some awkward bounces, but eventually the three-play, and off the head again of another Spaghetti player into the bottom ramp now. Seems they have a real head for the game tonight as Meatballer does get the disc, looks for that open goal, and makes it. 5 points for Spaghetti.
He saw his opportunity, and I mean, there were two defenders trying to get back to goal to get in that lane to stop Meatballer from having that opportunity. But he saw it, he took it, he puts that in for 3. That was a beautiful shot there from Meatballer from 20 meters out.
So Meatballer definitely a timely shot, an important shot. We know for Instinct, it's been Connemara really heavy-handed on some of these offensive plays. For Spaghetti, it was Al, especially in that first round. But you know, anyone on both of these teams really quite liable to catch fire at any point. That's just the reality of this level of play. As that one goes through and is grabbed by Isolate. So Connemara now, the recovery. Perhaps Al is going to be nearby. A quick tap off into the pocket. But dropping it to 3 different defenders there, so Spaghetti now going back on the offense. It's a lot of back and forth right now as Al looks to maybe slow it down a little bit, but that pass a bit strong. Luckily does get to Y-Perm off that bounce. And just looking for some more passes.
And Y-Perm putting on the brakes there, making a little space for himself for that pass.
Oh, save! Oh, but re-grab, Isolate. That's what happens, I guess, when you don't get rid of the disc fast enough. Isolate, again, like I said, at this level of play. We've seen that, I don't even know how many times today alone in the matches, both in the morning earlier on and then even in the match I casted before this one. It's tough. Teams are so prepared, so even if you do have the great defensive plays, offenses are really aware now of just re-grabbing that and dunking it in, and it's another one of those things. You bang your head because it's like, man, we could have had, a good opportunity there. Now that one.
Just the other week. Oh, sorry, Dante. I interrupted at the wrong moment.
Good.
That shot from Connemara, this beautiful shot on the goalie off that backboard for that top corner.
But yeah, so what were you gonna say before that? Sorry, I interrupted you interrupting me
because I was still on the last goal where I was saying that it's happened to me as a goalie where I made a save, but then someone got a hand on it and was able to put it right back in before I could even get it out. But
yeah.
Just expressing, I know that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to estimate, I'd say we've seen it maybe 4 times today. That one just going to be a nice shot from 3. Connemara Chaos now putting on some more points. What is he up to? Oh, yeah, we got the restart. But in this round, 5 points, so tack that on to the at least, 16 that he had. I mean, so he's in the 20s. So, yeah.
Easily in the 20s in this game, and a really exciting game. It's only a 2-point differential halfway through the round 3, so still anybody's game here.
Ooh, double stun going out. And if Connemara does put up a really high scoring round 3, it's going to be worth going back into the VOD to add it all up, because so far in Season 1, I don't think we've even seen anyone actually have a 30-plus point game yet. I know in preseason we had several, but in Season 1, to my knowledge anyway, we haven't had any 30-point games. Definitely no 40-point games. So,
and I think that's really a testament to how teams have stepped up on defense with this 4v4.
Oh, and there's the whirl and twirls, kind of going in a 1v3 almost. Connemara just slipping through all of the defensive cracks to crack it in for the tie, 7 apiece.
Yeah, he got a stun off under that frame block, but then the other player, he just kind of sneaks in above him. And yeah, great shot on the goalie there. Maybe throwing him off guard with that the twirl, the whirls and the twirls coming in. But yeah, another great shot from Connemara, who ties it up here with under 5 to go, about 4.
So, certainly just a tale of 3 different rounds, right? We had dominant Spaghetti in the first round, more dominant Instinct in the second. So far here in the third, it is really back and forth, tied up, and that tells the whole story pretty much as it continues to go back and forth here with both teams just playing this tug of war, but could not get the goal on that one.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity there for Spaghetti, but not quite connecting on it.
And looking for some sort of bounce play, but we'll just go back and turned over to Instinct's side. Instinct's hands, that is, as they go to the Spaghetti side. That's going to maybe go in. It does. Connemara is ridiculous tonight. So he continues to pile it on, that time from 66 meters out.
That was that a clear? I missed the initial throw. Was that off? Yeah, that was a shot. 100% a shot. Connemara was intending. You know, we can argue expectations versus intentions. I can tell you, he was intending it to go in, and it went in. It's a great shot there from Connemara.
Exactly. There's no better way to explain it. I kind of say it these days. You gotta give it to the players when they make it. Most of the time, even if you don't expect it, it's just one of those things. They know where to put it to at least give it a chance. So you see a lot of clears definitely going off those side walls now, and it's with a purpose. It's for a reason.
Yeah, that's one of those known shots, just like the boop shot, and just like the what shot. If you know where to send it from, where to send it, it's got a good chance of going in.
Also, that was some really lovely short-range passing there from Instinct, or from Spaghetti rather, just until that last shot. And as a result, now it's going to be a 3 for Kavici, starting to pull ahead here later into this third round.
A great shot there from Kavici, but Sneaky Evil representing the Kong shot. Unfortunately, the Kong shot doesn't really have like a setup like that. The Kong shot's really just a bounce shot off the floor at the goal, where you know the what shot, the boop shot, and that sidewall shot all kind of have, if you know where to start from and you know where to put it, it's got a good chance of going in. Whereas the Kong shot's kind of an all-purpose sort of, you know, when you're just trying to bounce it in off the floor shot. So not quite the same, but a similar vein.
And going in there for Meatballer now. Maybe, hopefully not in vain for them, because they still have a little time to spare. It's a 13-9. There's a chance. Still, 90 seconds left.
I'm talking about the classic Kong shot, Sneaky. I don't know. You know, Joker is very innovative. I'm sure they've got a million moves and shots they all have names for. But I know the Kong shot is just that floor bounce shot.
You can see there Kavici doing a great job of denying the initial stack, and now it's just a cruise and dancing around to make it, I guess, really troublesome for Spaghetti, because they're trying to play aggressively on those stacks and just getting broken up, as Instinct is content with playing it on their side of the floor just to waste a little bit more clock before sending it deep into the other side. However, Isolate is there, so Spaghetti still with a little time.
So still, I mean, for only a 2-goal game, they can definitely do it here if they do something fast.
Oh no, that was almost in. Rebound maybe though. Connemara not able to get it quite there, so we'll be back into the midfield, and that's going to be very damaging to any comeback opportunities. 36 seconds left, but
yeah,
the time
30-second mark, that's going to be it.
That's it. So despite an almost comeback, maybe they're starting to get it, but just lost it in the last minute, and then Instinct really doing a good job, however, of recognizing the clock and playing it to their advantage, because now, no matter what happens here, score or not, the game will conclude.
Yeah, I mean, a great showing here from both teams. Spaghetti doing a really good job in all 3 rounds, in particular that first round, but even in the second round, I mean, they took the early lead, and they only fell behind by ultimately 2 goals, a maximum of 2 goals. So yeah, I mean, a great showing here from Spaghetti, but I think, I mean, what we really witnessed here was just an incredibly even matchup between these 2 teams. So yeah, very exciting game. No matter how you shake it, I mean, that was absolutely phenomenal. Both teams can write home about that one, even though some of them might not feel that way. They definitely can, because that was a beautiful showing from both teams here.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, just glad to take that one, and we will be going fairly immediately here to our next match. Hold on a sec. If I can get this going here. But we'll have the next one coming up pretty much immediately between Milk and Guinness. So gonna take an intermission here just in a moment, trying to get to the score screen. But now I'm, of course, I'm getting those issues that Dimwee did, which is the first time in a while. But now it looks like we're good. Was it 13-9? But anyway, yeah, so that will conclude this game, and intermission coming up momentarily. So thanks for joining us. Be back really, really soon. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back. We're going right into this second match, or third match actually, on this channel. So quick announcement for those rejoining us here. We will be splitting off me and Dimwee because of the little bit of scheduling delay. So Sir Dimwee joined me for that last cast. He will actually be going to VRML Channel 2 as this one goes in for 2. Beloved right up that first joust. Only 7 seconds into the clock. Manages to get the first goal for Milk. Now, sorry, to continue what I was saying, Sir Dimwee will be going to VRML Channel 2, where they'll be streaming Kangarillas versus Ignite, which is set to start in roughly 13 minutes. So we wanted to be able to cover both matches and keep the schedule on time, so hence we are now split up. So I'll be covering Guinness and Milk here as we continue on in the night. Plenty of matches tonight. Very busy day all around. 14 matches in total, dating back to earlier in the morning. So anyway, welcome everyone to the chat to the Twitch, to the stream, to the VODs, to everything, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you're watching. Glad to have you here tonight as we conclude this 5th week of Season 1 at VR Master League. See Durafen in the chat saying, wow, Echo is 4v4 now. Nice. Yeah, so a competitive play is now 4 versus 4. The public settings are still 3 versus 3 currently, as right now going in for a dive, but Supreme Buns, we'll get that out of there clear. But yeah, currently public matches still 3v3. It's an ongoing discussion on whether that'll change or not between the devs. They've been gathering feedback, but certainly in the competitive community of Echo right now, definitely pretty much universally loving 4v4, I dare say. I know there's very few absolutes in life, so I'm sure not everyone feels the same, but I'm willing to say that a solid probably 90% of people really like 4v4. And oh, right there, the beautiful 3 from J.L. Graham. Getting that one done from deep, just past the window, past the hands of the defenders, finding that open window. Durafan asking in the chat, where do they practice 4v4? Just in private matches, in scrimmages, things like that. Like this right here is a private match in itself. But yeah, there's a lot of participation. Currently, I may be off by one or two in either direction, but currently I want to say there are 39 teams across both the entire league, NA and Europe. So somewhere in the high 20s for North America, and around 11 or 12 for Europe. So there's a lot of teams, a lot of activity. This is basically double the amount of active players that we have in competition compared to 1 year ago, just to tell you the story. So definitely 4v4 kind of reigniting the competitive scene here, as well as VRML and J.L. Graham looking mighty swell on that slam. 7-0 for Milk to start this one off. But yeah, and with VRML too, it's a very flexible scheduling, so games occur 7 days a week. It's based on, teams every Monday morning are given their matchups for the week, and then the teams discuss among each other when they want to schedule it, and they schedule through the website. It's very flexible. They just have to play it sometime within that 7-day window. And teams are allowed up to 6 players on the roster, so you can also have, alternate players. And there's also a league substitutes role. So if you go into the VRML website and register as a league sub, you can also get notified with a Discord role when teams need substitutes. So it's very dynamic and enabling, whether you're a hardcore player or a casual player. The ladder system has you matched up against teams that are within your similar ranking tier-wise, so your matches aren't going to be super lopsided once you got your MMR established. So there's really a lot of great benefits to it. But I'll get off this pedestal now because, hey, we got a match going on here. It's 7-0 for Milk, though, and Guinness still scoreless. Looking to change that, however, as we have Mo Jolly here trying to dish a soft pass that's overtaken by B-Love, as well as Callan. Right back at him, though. It's Leo the Great, so coming in here, trying to look for Captain Will, looks like, but just below the hands of not only the defender, but his own teammate. Luckily, Mo Jolly will be there backing it out to Supreme. Supreme going to try and be patient with it. And oh, that was a awkward interaction, at least on my end, as that one goes in from Supreme, looking for a bounce pass. So these grabs aplenty, these snags aplenty, trying to get past the heavy-handed defense. Milk playing very, very well, and again, just knocking it loose. So it'll sail right out that bubble. And back to the hands of B-Love. Milk, halfway through this first round, looking to be in good control. And there's the back pass just to maintain said control. So doing well for themselves so far until that. Captain Will gets it, tries for the bounce, won't make it, but the rebound, Supreme. And you can hear the compliments, too, from one of the players there saying good work. And yeah, good work indeed. Supreme sticking with it. So Captain Will, whether he wanted it or thought it would happen or not, he got himself an assist. And that's a good play there for Guinness to finally get on the scoreboard. So B-Love going to back it out and just kind of wait for the defense to come a little bit closer to him so he can bother. And bother he does. That stat getting split apart now over at mid. And looking to find the hands of C. Jason, which they also do. So C. Jason takes us away. Looking for that pass over to Callan, and now Callan to JL Graham. JL punched out by Leo the Great. Good to see him in comp as well. He's one of those players who are newer to not Echo Arena, but newer to competitive play in Echo Arena. So it's good to see him participating. I know he's one of many players of similar fashion. Oculus Slater comes to mind. We'll be seeing Oculus Slater potentially later tonight as Skull Crusaders are playing. Now B-Love going for that passing play down low, but what a save! Mo Jolly, just the laser focus to get that one and send it out of there, but it still will be retained by Milk. So Callan coming in with that disc. We'll back it out here to B-Love. And now B-Love will get it down low to, cross pass and see Jason. That was, talk about laser saves from Mo Jolly. That was a laser pass by B-Love to see Jason on the connection. So 9-2 favoring Milk here. Still 3 minutes left, a little bit over 3 minutes left as this joust goes out for Guinness. Jaywalker, are you back from your ad yet? You know how you can avoid ads? By subscribing like the rest of these people. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, not kidding, but also kidding.
Okay, Boomer.
Give me your money. That's my Sputnik impression, by the way. Over here will be B-Love taking the disc, taking it over and sending it to the corner wall, bouncing right below the feet of Mo Jolly, so it will be retained, sent to the barrier on that pass, and see Jason again, back-to-back goals for Milk. 11-2. And Skinny saying, or get a gifted sub. Like me, yeah, I don't sub to this channel. Psh, I don't have that kind of money. But right now I'm running off a gifted sub from Vlastro. So shout out to Vlastro if he's in there or wherever he is. He ended out like, I don't even know how many, five gifted subs, probably more than that actually, because he did it on 2 different occasions. So good stuff. Mo Jolly losing the disc here off of that bounce, off that Geo. Looking for a short-range boost. Very nice from Captain Will and Mo Jolly. But a good grab there will turn into a dinger of a 3. Couldn't quite convert for JL Graham off of what otherwise was a good defense. Second attempt, also not quite there. So maybe rushing that one a little bit, but still, defense pretty nice. Supreme Buns looking for the offense as Callan just cuts off the lane and then gets brained with that punch to the dome. Captain Will getting the disc right back here, trying to evade as best he can and sending a soft pass to Mo Jolly. Mo Jolly to Supreme Buns. Supreme Buns has been impressing on the offensive end. Does a little turnaround back facing the goalie, it looked like almost, to get the 4th point. And Supreme Buns, there's another player who, talented, but I didn't know Supreme very well or his play style before VRML. And, introducing themselves to the league, to competitive play this season. And, getting that nice goal. But just throughout these weeks that I've been watching, Supreme obviously a great goal or a great striker. For Mo Jolly, another one of those players I wasn't familiar with, a great goalkeeper. So it's great getting to see the different personalities and play styles from these new to competitive teams, and there are so many of them. Just this week alone, the last 2 weeks I should say, as a Joker train comes on through, there goes the pain on the train. 13-4 for Milk. Jaywalker, you're about to get some royalty fees on that one, and you can use said royalty fees to pay me for a Twitch sub. Boom. So much appreciation there on behalf of C. Jason. Was it C. Jason? I already forgot. See, I got that short-term goldfish memory. But over here, before I was getting to all that too, though, I was saying even the last 2 weeks we have a few new teams. 3 of them, in fact. Adrenaline. We have Team Gecko. We have Olympus. That one's going to go just past the goal. And we also have a Team Invictus. So many new teams forming these last couple weeks. It's been just amazing to see. But yeah, first round will go in favor of Milk, 13-4.
Timeout so I can restart my computer.
And you heard it right there. Potential timeout. Being taken out in a second. So here, I'm going to give you the stats real quick as it's probably bound to be wiped in a moment. And there it is. So stats are gone. I go to the score screen. I see/hear you, Skinny. Just give me a moment. And yeah, so off this rematch, we have 5 minutes allotted typically for a tech timeout per series. So, okay. So there we go. Score screen, and pardon me for a minute here as I mute my... Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back. Sorry for that little intermission of sorts. We had one player for Guinness. That's Mojolly. Took a tech timeout reset, so she's still trying to get back in the game, it seems. In the meantime, I had to take a brief timeout because we're bringing on another caster onto this cast midway through, which is good because, you know, aside of having a two-man booth, I just, like I said earlier, my voice is gonna die one of these days, and people will be very sad, or at least I'll be sad. So glad to have the help. So hello,
Humble
Skinny.
brag there.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Well, I'm just saying, practically speaking,
I'll be sad as well. Don't worry. Don't worry.
it's not the casting so much, but frankly, okay. So on that note, I'm gonna use that opportunity to say, if there are any people who happen to be available for European matches specifically, that's the main point I'm getting at, because you know I'm cool with not casting as much. It's just more so, how many matches can we get streamed? You know, that's the thing that kills me. Like the other day, for instance, over Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or whatever, there were matches where I was there. I wasn't able to cast because my voice was pretty shot, but I at least want to be there to stream, if nothing else, you know, and get those ones visible. So, really, if we do have casters who are available for earlier games, especially in the day, European matches, like afternoon time, basically, for North Americans, or if there happen to be any Europeans watching now, which I don't know why, because it's like 1 a.m. over there right now. But yeah, if that's the case, definitely hit me up. Send me a DM on Discord. We'll look to get some potential new casters actually integrated in the coming weeks, depending. But yes. All right. Anyway, hi Skinny. What's up?
I just came back for some really awesome scrims, and Alvin to actually answer in the chat to answer your question. I'm not sure how much you've read of the update notes, but new servers were added in Chicago, which really balanced for most people at least, the ping issues some players have been experiencing. But yeah, it's just like any other updates. There is some issues, as Jay kindly mentions. But yeah.
Yeah, it's inevitable in development. I don't even speak as a developer or anything, but I just know you change something, it breaks something else somewhere down the line, and it happens a lot. I know even just from working with the stream assets and things, every time I roll out some sort of update with our stream assets, even in my limited, developing scripting capacity, it still ends up breaking little things here and there that I don't understand why, and then, it's the nature of development, I do suppose.
Absolutely. No, yeah. I can attest, as a programmer, that definitely happens. So it's a crazy world, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're
Mojolly.
Mojolly joining back.
Yeah.
Hopefully getting started soon. The second round.
Yeah, so it will be round 2, the first one being taken by Milk there, but 13-4, looking pretty good on that end. And in the meantime, Callan and JL Graham enjoying a makeshift swing set. Hopefully their arm sockets are okay after this. Someone go call Mooney.
They're warming up.
You know what, Mooney? Why? Okay, I was talking about players just earlier on who have been in the game for a long time but not involved in competitive. Like Oculus Satyr or like Leo the Grades.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How about
Captain Canada?
Captain Canada, exactly. Huzzah! He just debuted with Fair Enough and Guy, and on There Is No
David.
Team along with. Yeah, well,
White Dragon.
sure. Yeah, the Dawn developers
They've
too.
been there in a while.
Main thing is there are a lot of players here who have been around for a good while and have not joined competitive play until now, and it's great to see just because of the flex scheduling and the ladder system.
I think it's mainly the flex scheduling.
Yeah, well, that and the ladder system, I think, too, because we're seeing a lot of new teams who are just newer to Echo Arena, period. And I think we saw before, like with ESL, with VRL, how teams would join and then they would get stomped hard, like for weeks on end, and then they just stop playing competitive completely. But now we're seeing, because, obviously at first the matches might be hit or miss, just depending on who you get placed against when you don't have the MMR. But once you play, 3 matches or so, 3 or 4 matches, you get kind of balanced out, and then matches you get put against teams around your similar tier level. So, it's unlikely you get paired, for instance, like Sir Dimwey's team.
And there's like, instead of 7 teams or 12 teams that would register every week, now we have 30 very active teams. So it's really beneficial for the community, especially for those newer players, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and that's like the big sign there is just the fact that the old way of things, again, teams would come in and they would kind of be discouraged and they lose their steam and they'd just be gone after like a week or two of play with those long Sunday cups. Between the time dedication and between just the fact that, you know, you'd be stomped 2 or 3 times in a row sometimes if you're newer. And now you're seeing retention. I mean, teams are joining, new teams are joining, and those numbers are sustaining and growing for that matter ever since preseason. And we've got, again, double the user base than we ever did have in competitive compared to just a year ago.
More than double.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been fantastic. But that said, finally off this tech break, we are back. Mojolly resetting and getting started here with a play. Leo the Great has it sent out, however. There's a midliner there, but a quick stack is going to pressure it hard, and Milk getting that back.
Yeah, definitely Mojolly trying to play it back, and a great headbutt by her actually is slowing down Milk. And now slowly as the Milk starts to push out, Milk definitely on those regrabs gets the easy 2-pointer to start it off.
Yeah, JL Graham receiving that one. Almost missed it, quite frankly. That was a very tight ding into that corner post, but still got it in there. So points are points, and to the tune of 2 points here for Milk, as Guinness does look to, hopefully for them, build up on some momentum and just avoid what happened in that first round.
Yeah, now Mojolly with a good play, just playing back, baiting that stack, aggressing, and now, fortunately, C. Jason is able to recover that, but good punches from Guinness is probably going to maybe recover it. Yes, they can. And now they're trying to slowly push up, but Milk, look at that stack, absolutely putting pressure on Guinness, not allowing them to a lot of time to think right now.
Yeah, they're really getting stuck here on their side of the floor thanks to this high-pressure defense. And, I mean, Guinness doing a good job of those back passes and trying to work around it, but it's just very high pressure right now being put on by Milk.
Yeah, it's very tricky to find a single pass when you have that high defense. Maybe in this case, I kind of agree. Maybe you just need to boost and clear.
Ooh, and look at that one, just clear away for the goal. Leo the Great took it off that Geo and just bounced off for a really tight angle, but he got it.
Yeah, talking about those boosts and clears, finally Guinness is able to respond to make it a tie game with 8 minutes to go.
So definitely the right way to start here. They only got those 4 points total in round 1, so at least right off the bat now, a couple minutes in, they've already gotten half their first round scoring. See if they can put on some more. Don't be shy, put some more. Sorry.
Sorry, it's okay. Don't fire me again. Don't fire me again, please. It's only been like the 6th time. Maybe the 7th time might be final, but...
Well, I mean, if you don't say fire-worthy comments, I wouldn't have to do it 6 times, okay?
Alright. But I didn't say anything this time.
Well, I know.
I felt it.
Skinny, would you like a job?
No, because you're gonna fire me.
You're fired for not letting me do the SpongeBob on you. Reprehensible. B-Love has a disc here. Palidore's just really discouraged. I'm just going to keep on going here. Yeah, B-Love.
Wait, B-Love?
Yeah, B-Love. See Jason.
Team yesterday?
Maybe. Who knows? But B is here, and then he sees Jason, who gets the goal.
I swear B-Love was on another team last week.
B-Love is life. It's everywhere. It's more of a concept than a person. Today, that concept is on Milk.
I see. Yeah, B-Love definitely supporting on that team advantage, and as the first round showed, as I saw on the stream, definitely a decisive win, and now Guinness trying to respond. Yeah, I'm liking this boosting and trying to slow it down, trying to extend that or thin out the Milk chain, but unfortunately not able to. Now B-Love on that same strategy, trying to thin those Guinness players is able to with that boost and clear, and now Guinness trying to get it back.
Oh, and maybe we'll do so. There's a lot of contesting there. Just checking behind him as B-Love collects. B-Love was, bears mentioning on that team, there is no team for the initial match, but I think he left after that and rejoined, or joined with a different team, which I can only assume here is Milk. So yes.
It wasn't Milk. I'm positive.
You're Milk. I'm positive. Whatever the case is, swirling around is Callan on the floor. And going to find JL Graham. Going up top to see Jason, and Jason right back again.
I don't know.
Players discussing whether or not Mojolly had that disc. Milk thinks not. Mojolly thinks yes.
Oh, that's weird. I can't hear them. Oh well. Going on, finally, Guinness on Joust's advantage, trying to, again, Milk deciding not to go for that fast stack, actually trying to bait the intercept, and Belov actually getting that slap. Mojolly trying to clear that out, but JL Graham is there. Great punch by Leo the Great to save that, to make it a further lead.
Ooh, good leech in the back line too by Mojolly, giving a lot of time to open up that volley of a shot from Captain Will. So, huge shot from Captain Will. Good assist by Supreme Buns, but also Mojolly completely stopped the stack, which was maybe the most important part of that whole play.
Yeah, definitely. Also, great props to Captain Will for that awesome back pointer, or backboard shot.
Yeah, just
I'm
all.
gonna fire myself there.
Skinny, would you like a job?
Yes.
You're fired.
Nice.
Yeah. So see Jason will pass it over here to Callan, looking for the pass again to JL Graham opposite corner. Going to go to the wall, contested heavily. There's Guinness again, looking for another angle, going to the bounce shot, looking for a clear. Maybe some momentum on their side if they can get that, but oh, the 3 different overshoots will not buy them any help on that end. Maybe if they can get it back here, but just tough turnaround.
See Jason, or Guinness, sorry, finally cleaning up their act. Definitely missing a little bit on their execution plays, but definitely bringing back this game to a 1-point game with 3 minutes to go.
Oh, what a shot there!
Three-pointer, Belov absolutely clutching it in such an important stage of the game.
Yeah, and
a 4-point lead.
And he did a little excited bounce right there after the shot. Just bouncing on the balls of his feet, feeling really good off that tight shot from beneath that bottom ramp.
Absolute confidence in that shot. A very amazing shot. And now Guinness again on that back foot, but definitely able to recover with 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go.
So short range pass, a little bit too strong, still will be collected off of there, but not enough time to really do much with it. So a turnover goes back to Callan here for Milk. Milk ahead by 4 points, still 3 minutes remaining. Mojolly receives it, deals it, but takes it. Callan slings it out of there. And right into the side wall as Guinness tries to go right back at the offense again, but they are just being collapsed upon and suffocated by that defense from Milk. There it is again.
Yeah, they're having the passes, but Milk's chain defense is working really well against Guinness right now as Belov goes enough for a 3-pointer, but just missing off the mark. That could have probably sealed the deal here as we're starting to approach this last quarter of the game.
It would have been ice for Milk, which I hate saying that so much. Change your logo, Milk. Change your logo. Anyway, Belov though, yeah, could not ice the game with that one, but we'll try and get the pass here so they can have another chance at it. I mean, there's still 2 minutes left. It's a 2-goal game, so there's time either way. But definitely, based on the pacing of this game and based on how stifling the defense has been, any goal that Milk gets is going to be really dangerous in terms of Guinness being able to come back.
Absolutely. Now with that back clear, Guinness with another chance to score another 2-pointers. Unfortunately not able to, but now Mojolly able to prevent that 3-pointer. Now again on the drive for Guinness. Again, just these slight mixed execution plays is allowing Milk to recover the disc.
Luckily, though, Guinness does get it back off the wall. Captain Will, just as he's stunned, back passes it out to Mojolly. A quick tap out now. Defense a bit off balance, so maybe a good chance if they keep diving here. All of them go in, and Captain Will with a spin, assisted by Supreme.
Yeah, great passes. Even though it was Supreme with that last pass, every single player in the Guinness doing a quick slap pass to make it a 2-point game.
So right in the hands of Guinness for a potential comeback about to be mounted with 1 minute 15 remaining. They will be on the defense. So for Milk, they want to take care of this disc, and certainly, I say it a lot, but in these kind of late game situations where you're ahead, just don't give up the 3. Be always aware of that back line.
Yeah, especially with 1 minute remaining. This next goal could define the round. Guinness absolutely have to prevent this. Now JL Graham for the underhand and just missing. Guinness absolutely trying to go with the stack to clear that disc. Belov absolutely denying that, wasting that timer. With 45 seconds to go, JL Graham again able to recover for that missed shot. Trying to delay more game, going for another backboard, but Leo the Great able to slap that out of the goal. And then now see Jason trying to slow it down. They still have time for around one more time. And as Beloved going for that 1v1, Mojali not able to get it. No, it's a 4-point game with 25 seconds to go. It might be just a little bit too late for
It's
Guinness.
definitely too late for Guinness because, yeah, just on that one, honestly, for Milk, that was a bit of a risk going so aggressive when they still had the lead because there were a lot of disarrayed passes in there involved. If I were them, I would have just backed it up those last 30 seconds or so. But nonetheless, that will seal it for them. They finally do get the goal. Leo the Great trying for one more. Does actually make it, in fact, to bring it to 1 point. But again, the time was just not going to be on the side. So it will end here in 2 rounds, going favor Milk, 11-10 in round 2.
Yeah, what a great game. Even though they haven't won, definitely proving they can hold up to Milk, which is right now this season 1 definitely becoming a great team so far and proving themselves to be a very worthy mid-tier team.
Absolutely. Both of these teams really impressing so far. New by name, at least, in terms of the team names. Milk and Guinness, they weren't in the preseason, but here in season 1, just looking great, making their names known in this league. I mean, some of them already known, but again, several of them just not, because these are new faces, and it's fantastic to see so many of these faces like contesting those silver matches, contesting even into the gold. You look at some of the teams, like I don't know. Let me go down the list even like Orbit or like Instinct or Spaghetti. I mean, there's so many teams where a year ago,
or Flare.
Yeah, or Flare. Like where a year ago or even 6 months ago, they weren't involved at all. And then what coronavirus? What am I hearing in the chat right now? Oh, they're about to do the handshake, it looks like.
Oh, nice.
We got the scoreboard a bit in the way, however.
Classic Guinness handshake.
Oh, I'm submitting score.
Right,
Oh,
well,
jeez, I'm submitting
I'm
score.
going to shut up for a second while I try and avoid showing the scoreboard here. Maneuver.
Control
Oh,
6,
calendar
maybe.
left. So disrespectful.
Good game.
Again.
I wash your hands.
Great sportsmanship. Definitely a Guinness special right there.
Yep. And very aware of washing their hands after the handshakes. Good. Well, that's a
Sound like
mute.
Coronavirus.
But no, that
Oh,
very-
I had the mutes. I have them all muted already. I
uh,
missed it.
ve-
You're
ve-
gonna have to
very
tell me after.
very good awareness though on on that note. That's a good thing to make chat aware of. Wash your hands, folks, because
You might be already be infected anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, I don't think it can be transmitted through VR, but who knows? You don't know. No one knows.
Solid logic there. Can't debate that.
That's me. But yeah, so that will be the round and the game and the series. We do have some more matches still to follow over on VRML Channel 2. Kangarillas and Ignite still playing, I do believe. But we do have more matches here starting soon as well for on this channel, Channel 1. So just checking that one out at the moment. It looks like Kangarillas took the first round. I don't know what the score was right now, but it looks like a round 1 win if I'm not mistaken. I'm just a little bit confused because
Kangos is live. Whoops.
yeah, a little confused because right now for top of the clock, it's showing round 1, but Kangos are showing as having 1 win on the scoreboard. So I'm not really sure of that, but I'm assuming this is the second round in any case. But yeah, so that's going on right now if you guys want to watch that. Meanwhile, for this channel, we do have next Skull Crusaders and Chaos, which is actually not for another about half an hour, 20 some minutes. So
30 minutes.
Scheduled to start at half an hour is 30 minutes, Skitty. How dare you? You're fine. Wait, you want a job?
28. Yes.
Okay, you can keep it this time. I was feeling
Nice.
nice. Anyway,
Nice.
yeah. So on that note, we'll how about send you over if I can, send you over to channel VRML2 because as far as this one goes, we still have a little under half an hour to go before our next match. So yeah, yes.
I might not, but
You might what?
I might not. I
What are you
can or
saying?
cannot confirm I got invited to a scrim.
All right, well, go away. You're fired. Go scrim. But either way, okay. Here, I'm setting to raid VRML2 for those who want to go watch the other game. So if you want to all pile in, that'll be great. And there you go. Raid here in a second. But otherwise, until then, I've been Palidore. That's been Skinny229. Thank you for joining. And
Good night, everyone.
yeah, good night. And we'll go raid the other channel and be back here in about half an hour for our last couple matches of the night. So thanks and goodbye.